السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. في لقاء يتجدد مع بنت النور أستضيف ضيفة مميزة تسعى لتغيير الكثير من حولها وقد بدأت بذلك فعلا. ضيفتي لهذا اليوم هي الكاتبة النيجيرية أساري. أستاذتي تخرجت طبيبة صيدلانية، ولكنها أخذت مجال الكتابة إلى منحنى آخر. لديها العديد من الأعمال الأدبية تناقش القضايا المحلية والمستقبلية المرتبطة بالتغيرات المناخية والروابط العائلية المعقدة. أستاذتي أيضا لديها العديد من الجوائز التي حصلت عليها، وقامت بنشر أعمالها في مجلات كثيرة مثل فايا، مثل مجلة سترينج هورايزن and other. Yes, like that. وأيضا قد تم اختيارها لجائزة الشعر في التغيير المناخي، وفاز بعدد من الأعمال سوف نناقشها مع كاتبتي لهذا اليوم أساري. First things, I want to welcome you to my channel and my program with Salma Elnour or with Bint Elnour. That's all my name, and it's my honor to meet you here. How are you?
Hi, it's an honor to meet you too.
First thing, I want to ask you about your childhood, how you love writings, and what you prefer, pharmacy or writing, if you want to choose one thing.
Well, if I have to choose, I would definitely choose writing. I've been writing since I was a child, so I've always loved writing, and pharmacy is what I went to school for. I don't have as much of a passion for pharmacy as I do for writing.
Why you choose to be writers? Who's motivating you, or because maybe you love reading? Why you just choose to be writers?
The first story I think I wrote was, I think I was like 7 years old or 6.
You're very early.
Yes, and I was just writing a story about, it was basically about like my life, but like better. And so I was using it to like imagine how like my life could be better.
Yes.
And then when I was growing up, I used to read a lot of Enid Blyton books. She wrote this kind of like fairy tale-ish books for children, and I would write stories that were the same as her stories. So and I just kept writing as the years went on.
Are you then interested to enter writing about the pharmacy? Like science fiction, maybe something like that?
So I've tried once to write a story that incorporates some pharmacy elements,
Yes.
but I think it's part of the main thing about me is I don't write about myself.
Yes.
I write about, I don't think I ever really write about myself or things that happened to me, apart from when I was like 6 years old. So I didn't know how to do anything else. But now I never write about myself. And so I think because pharmacy is like my profession, I've never written a pharmacist because I'm just not interested in writing about me. I write science fiction, speculative fiction, so I like writing about things that, lives that I could never live, maybe because they're not possible, or maybe because the circumstances of my life are different.
And I think when you grow up, you discover that it's so big. We need to talk about something bigger than us.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes.
Please, I want to ask you, because you choose like one of your themes in writing about climate change. When you choose this topic, and how you can contribute to studying this for another people?
So I write about climate change a lot because I see its effects where I live all the time, and not just climate change, but like the destruction of the environment.
Wow.
So that is like a really big concern where I'm from, because there's been, I'm from an oil producing area in Nigeria, and there's just so many oil spills that have changed the way of life of people. There is something called black soot that is caused by companies and industries that are there that pollute the air, and I see how like you see a few years ago in Nigeria there was there were floods that flooded people's houses and made them unable to live there anymore, and they were displaced. And this flood is a result of climate change.
Yes,
and so yes, I see how climate change, its effects are becoming more and more serious, and I write fiction that reflects that. So people read my work and they're like, we need to take climate change more seriously, that would be good.
Yeah, of course. You're giving another point about the climate change. Yes. Please, if you can tell us about your work you are giving as a writer or as a pottery, what you are good at?
So as a writer of fiction, I've already mentioned climate change. I also like to write about like women basically, and how their lives can be complicated by outside actions like government or society or tradition, or their own actions or their own emotions. I like to explore how women's emotions and choices can complicate their lives. And I also like to write about like family and the family dynamic, especially the non-traditional family dynamics, to see, because a lot of different aspects of family and the relationship within family. Like I can't remember who said this. It was a Russian guy, was it Tolstoy? He said all happy families are alike, but every unhappy family is unique in its own way.
Yes.
And so that is basically what I want to explore. And for poetry, I write a lot of poetry about climate change again. Climate change, yes. And I also write poetry about like women. Also, I just the same things I write about in my fiction. I write about them in my poetry. And yeah, that's basically.
And your prize, and your awards.
Yes. So for my fiction, I've been shortlisted for the Commonwealth Short Stories Prize in 2023, and I've also been published in many places I love, like Fire and Ada and places like that. And for my poetry, I've been shortlisted for the Climate Change Poetry Prize.
Wow.
Yes, and I've won the Stephen DiBiase Poetry Prize. I won that this year. I was also recently shortlisted for the Vueta Chadwick Poetry Prize. I was shortlisted for that actually 2 days ago.
Wow.
Yes. Yes. And they announced the winner next month. So fingers crossed for me. So and also thank you very much. Yeah, so I don't know if I should start listing all of them, but like these are just some that I got it.
I love to think about you. You are trying to make difference in this world, and it's something very real. Yeah. I hope you will do something very good in your life and your career as a writer and your pharmacist as well. I want to ask you about the last writer, what you are writing a novel or short stories. What your last project you are working on?
So I have 3 projects that I'm working on. So 2 short story collections and a novel. So the short story collections, one is about climate change, and it's science fiction. It's not just about climate change, but a lot of the stories they deal with climate change. So it's about like the future, the past, and using science fiction and fantasy to tell stories set in our past and in our future and even in our present. And then the second collection is a literary collection, so it's more realistic. There is doesn't really have speculative elements. It's like about women. So I have different social collections for my different interests I'm working on. And for the novel is like the Frankenstein. It combines the themes of the speculative short story collection and the themes of the realist short story collection, and it combines those themes, and it's about a young girl whose island is sinking, and her grandmother also has Alzheimer's, and she's coming of age, learning to deal with loss at such an early age.
Interesting.
Thank you.
Yeah, I hope you to good luck with your writing.
Yes, let me just finish it. I just hope so.
Sorry. Please, Miss H.B. Asari, I want to ask you from your beginning. Who's love you more? You are a pharmacist and a writer. Which better than what you are prefer to be?
I prefer to be a writer, for sure. I've been writing since I was a child.
Wow.
So that has been something I've always loved to do. And then pharmacy is like school stuff, and I don't really have as much as a passion for it as I do for writing.
Wow.
So I prefer writing.